Hey, it's Tim, and today is July 18th, 2025. It is Friday. I'm in San Diego downtown, and if you know San Diego downtown, you know exactly where I'm standing, but I am standing on the top deck of the Berkeley, which is a vintage, antique, old, I don't know how old it is, ferry boat, steam-powered ferry boat that is at dock here at San Diego. This is called the Maritime Museum, and I've been here before. It's just been a long time. I thought, perfect. What a perfect time. It's beautifully overcast today. It's a nice, cool day here in San Diego, and we're gonna do a little ship tour. The main focus of today's video is the Star of India, though. That is my favorite ship in the water right now. But we're starting over here at the Berkeley, and we're gonna do a little tour of the Berkeley real quick, because the Berkeley is beautiful. We're gonna go downstairs. I'm on the very tippy top. I think it's 3 or 4 levels. I'm on the tippy top. This is the wheelhouse right behind me. We're on the side. The front is to my left. We're gonna go in the wheelhouse right now and take a look, get some view. We're gonna walk through the Berkeley and then out and over to the Star of India. And as we do that, I will tell you all kinds of really cool vintage. The Star of India is a fantastic, fascinating ship. It is the oldest. We gotta say this right, because last time I said it wrong and somebody corrected me and it was embarrassing. It is the oldest iron-hulled merchant vessel still afloat. Last time I forgot to say merchant vessel still afloat, and the old Ironsides, I believe, is older, which is still in the water somewhere else. It's a first iron military ship still afloat, but it's older, I think. So anyway, I'm not a big ship guy, but this is fascinating. So let's go look right now. I'm gonna do a little tour. This is the Berkeley right here. We're gonna look at the wheelhouse where the steering wheel is, right? We'll check that out. We're gonna go down through the thing. I already said that. Let's go. Come on. All right, let's go inside. This is the side door. Somewhere along the road here today, I'll give you some history or what the heck this boat is, because I don't remember. But this is the wheelhouse, kind of Mark Twain-ish steamboat, river steamboat type thing. This is the wheel for steering. The gas pedal is right here, the gas lever, to make it go forward, full, half, slow, stop, slow, half, full, reverse, ahead, astern. Oh, it's ahead and astern. Just to be clear, if there's any of you who know and are laughing at me and whatever. But look, there's a thing right here that's like this tube. Let me see if I can, right there, there's like a tube. There's a piece of glass right here, plexiglass. And I can go over, let's see. Anyway, there's a tube right there. And you would, I believe, you would holler down into there something, any kind of direction or instruction you need to give your crew. And it's got a really cool wooden steering wheel. Let's go down now. Also, again, just like yesterday or the other day, we were right by the airport. The airport is right over there. Airplanes taking off and landing. It gets noisy every 15 minutes or so. And there's a pigeon right here. He's just hanging out on the deck. He doesn't look too happy right now, so he's not leaving as I get closer. So he might be ill or had too much pizza or French fries. Now, how did I get up here? Oh, right here. It's kind of a narrow path. And because we haven't said it, so this ship right next to us right here, let me go back over here just to say, this ship is called the Surprise, I believe, HMMS or whatever, Surprise, screen used in the movie Master and Commander with Russell Crowe. I don't know if they built it exactly for the movie. I think they did, and they filmed Master and Commander with Russell Crowe on board this ship here, the HMMS Surprise. Okay, let's go down the stairs. We gotta go down here. There's like the Lido deck is right here. We're on the upper deck, the captain's deck. San Diego skyline there, proving where we are. Let's go inside here. This thing is gorgeous. This is the Dan McKinney deck, it's called, according to the signage. It's just beautiful in here. Like, I can't imagine. It's beautiful wood seating all throughout, and people would come and get on the ferry boat and go. I think it was from San Francisco. I'll find a sign and tell you all about it. There's all kinds of, and the stained glass ornamental fanciness up here in the windows is real pretty, and I bet it's really old too. I don't know how old it is, but if I'm giving these talks, I should probably know a little bit about what I'm talking about. But I think all this stuff is original. These wooden seating where you would sit. This is where the butts would be as people were going across the water in the ferry. They had Refreshments area. Right here. Refreshments, candy, drinks. Like a bar where you would get something. It's a huge boat. It's a huge ferry boat. It's a dance floor over here. Let's check out the dance floor. Look at that. There's a piano here. Somebody would be here playing the piano. And you could dance. Look at the glass, the stained glass up there. That's real pretty. I love it. Very vintagey and old looking. California Art Glassworks. It says. All right, that's the upper deck, I guess we'd call it, the McKinney deck, which is upper where the passengers would be sitting and taking their ferry. Now this is the astern. We're heading out to the stern of the ship here, the ferry boat, which is out here. And I don't know what the heck they did out here, but there's also a wheelhouse in the back. I wonder if it was, it's a ferry boat, so in both ways, forward and reverse or whatever. And so there's a wheelhouse on both sides, because I'm on the stern. We were on the front, on the bow, and now we're on the stern. Interesting. Let's see what it looks like over here. Yeah, there's a front, the back, the stern, and the bow are exactly the same, it looks like. Like you can, to get off, I guess the boat would just go forward and backwards, I guess. It doesn't need to turn around. The next level down, this is going to be kind of a fast tour. If you want me to do this one again and go in like slow detail, I will. Just you have to tell me, because I really want to focus on the Star of India today. Now this level is all museum. There's all kinds of displays here to see. Dinghies, wooden dinghies, models of different ships and stuff. Yeah, lots of now if that was in a bottle, it's not a bottle, it's a plexiglass case, but if it was in a bottle, I'd be really impressed. Yeah, okay, so this is a model of the USS Constitution, which is nicknamed Old Ironsides, launched in 1787, it says. So much older. I'll tell you more about the Star of India's dates when we get over there. But that is the oldest military. Naval. Here's a painting of the Berkeley. Now, I'm pretty sure it's from San Francisco. I'm not sure what it's doing here, but you can see it's kind of a big boat. It's got the dual pilot houses, one on each side. Smokestack in the middle. Steamship Berkeley. Since we're here, we got to go down these extremely steep steps into the engine room. Watch your step, it says. And there's a guy down here telling us all about it. It's real noisy. We're in the engine room. Let's go down.
Now, the crew down here can execute that operation for the captain in about 10 seconds under full steam. Fully have full orders. That's my right.
Oh! That's cool. Main engine. There it is.
There you have it. Yeah, that's how it all worked 126 years ago.
126 years ago?
1898.
This ship was built in 1898. That's incredible.
The engine actually was built in 1897.
1890. That's incredible. We can go this way. Watch your head. Going through here. You can get lost in here. I'm in the engine room of the Berkeley, built in 1898. Tells me visitors go this way. Look at all the engine components back here. Holy smokes. This is kind of, actually, it's very scary in here as well. Kind of spooky and scary. And there's some weird noises. Look at all these valves and knobs and stuff. And spooky things and noises. Look at it. Kind of scary. If there wasn't people talking, I'd be really scared. He's talking over there. Giving kind of a tour there. Let's go over here. All right. Let's go in here, visit to the boiler room and exit. Boiler room boiler room is where Freddy Krueger hangs out. This watertight door must be closed when no engineer is on duty. We can go through. Oh, this is the boiler where the fire happens. Okay. All right, because it's a steam ship, right? They've got some fire going on in there right now, currently. Look in here. This is creepy, creepy. Let's go. This boiler is cut out. Please do not open any valves without seeing an engineer on watch. Okay, excellent idea. So there's these. This is where they would have the fire, like a kiln, I guess you call it, where the fire would exist to heat the water like a steam train, but it's a ship. Yeah, look at this, like a giant oven. It's brick. It's like a brick oven with these pipes. I bet the water's in these pipes, heats up, turns into steam. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Boiler 2. Okay. Watertight door must be closed. The engineer is on duty unless we hit an iceberg. Oh, I didn't say that. Okay. Yeah, so all that's inside there, and if there's a, so it's sealed. There's a bulkhead right here. I see a bulkhead here, and there was probably one on the other side that I missed, but it seals all that up just in case. Just in case. Let's go out. I have to say, that's not shit. That door's not watertight. What the heck? Push. Okay, oh, now it's air conditioned in here. This feels nice. We are in the museum. Now we're gonna spend a lot of time in here. There's all kinds of neat stuff in here to see at another time. Let's make our way out to the star. I mean, am I lost? Everyone's lost but me. Good thing this isn't a damn tour. All right, I'm turned around again. I'm a little bit lost. Somebody's boat's docked right here. I think we're gonna go down here and see if this gets us out. This is the Berkeley right here, the outside, the outer sides, the outer hull. Look under there. That's the under hull of the Berkeley right there. Look at that. That's the undersides. There's a ship right here. We can go aboard, but we're not gonna do that. This is somebody's boat, I think. I don't know where we are. Let's go this way. Let's go. There's that submarine. The Dolphin. It's all rusted. It's all rusty and stuff. It's still floating though. They keep the water on the outside and the air on the inside. It'll keep floating. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're back. We're back inside. Let's go. Let's go to the Star of India. Okay, we're getting ready to board the Star of India, which is right here. And take a look. Take note. Take note of these two holes right here in the back of the stern there in the hull. Can you see them? There's two holes, two square holes, one on this side, one on the other side of the rudder right there. And we're going to see that from the inside, and I'll tell you about it. All right, here we are going up the gangplank. It's the gangplank to the Star of India, right here. It's cool. All right, permission to come aboard. Permission granted. Coming aboard. Exhibit restrooms are down there. Let's start at the bow. At the bow of the ship. We are on board the Star of India. It's a real sailing ship. I'm thinking of things like Peter Pan. Oh, and it's moving. It's bouncing up and down. There's the ocean. Now there's the Berkeley over there. I was just there, and I was just over there at the Berkeley. Okay, let's go up to the bow real quick. We'll start there. Work our way back. Ahoy, Captain! Peter Pan! Let's go up here. Let's go up here on this. Yeah. Now this is the capstan. I believe I'm saying that right. The capstan. I tried to sound knowledgeable, but I'm really not that knowledgeable. And I only know what that is because one time I was here and I was walking down the Embarcadero right here, and they were doing an anchor test, and they were lowering the anchor, which is right here off the side. They were lowering the anchor because, as I said earlier, this ship still sails. they take this thing out. They've got a crew of about a gazillion people that come aboard, and they take the sail and they take it out. I think once a year or something like that. But anyway, they had all the rods in here. Now this is like a big winch, if you don't know. It's like a ratcheting winch. See these things right here? They go up and down, and it's like a ratchet. And so they turn it. It goes turning, and it hoists the anchor chain. And I think he said, like, I'm gonna guess, 5 rotations was like 1 link of chain. It was crazy, but it's a lot of gear reduction so that they can pick that huge anchor up off the seafloor with all the chain and with everything. It's so heavy. And there's a spare anchor right there. Look at, there it is. There's a spare anchor there, just in case you drop it or something. I don't know. But anyway, this is the very bow of the Star of India that we're on right now. Look at the size of these docking lines, these ropes that go out. This is what's holding, this right here is what's holding the ship against the pier right now. If I were to undo that, we could go floating off. I won't. Oh no, there's chains and stuff down here. Well, no, I could actually turn us loose right here with these. If I just drop these down, we'd go floating away. Well, there's more than that, actually. I have to take all that back. Usually what I say is inaccurate as all get out, but there's more ropes over here. There's more lines over here. There's more lines, throughout the ship. All right, let's go down and work our way back. We got like 3 levels. 3 levels to do. Ooh, almost ate it. Okay. This looks like one of the forward mast. It's huge. The forward mast is huge. I'm imagining Captain Hook and Peter Pan up there fighting, doing their sword fight. Let's look in here in the very front. Now, oh yeah, this is the underside of the capstan, right? Oh, there's a pigeon in here. What are you doing? You're not supposed to be in there, Mr. Pigeon. What are you doing? Okay, this is the gear thing for the capstan. On the deck above, that green shaft right there goes right up through the deck, and that's the thing that turns. And it turns these gears and does whatever it's supposed to do, and it lifts and hoists and does its deal. Oh, there's the anchor chains right there. Look how big that chain is, that black chain right there. That's gigantic. All right. And this is like crew quarters. These are bunks. I see. I believe now we're going to go down another couple decks or whatever, and we're going to see more of like all the anchor chain gets piled up on the ground, on the bottom down there. We'll go see that. Hey, what's in here? It's like a little storage cabinet. But you know what I know? Oh, jeez! Did you see that? The pigeon came through the door right there and almost took me out. He saw his moment and took it. The wood is like in really good shape. Look at how nice this is. Somebody must keep this up. There's a whole what do you call it? Like a nonprofit or whatever. Volunteers that take care of the ship. Okay. Let's go aft. We're going aft. Now there's a middle section right here. I need to apologize if there's people that know all about this and I'm kind of wrecking it. But look in here, there's a kitchen. This is the kitchen where they did the cooking. Yeah. The kitchen is in there, and then I'm not sure what this door is. Look at the doors kind of slide. And that one's locked really well. I want to go up there, but that says no climbing. Oh, all right, we can see in this like a tack room. What is this? What is this? Oh, it says Uterp right there. Remember I told you I read the sign earlier. It was originally called the Uterp, or maybe Uterpe. Not sure how to pronounce that, but now it's called the Star of India. Look, this is like a tack room, maybe? Like, I don't know, workshop? It's a workshop. This is where they did the working. We can look down here. This is where you would have dropped cargo, load cargo down into the cargo hold right here. Down this hole. With the railing. I wonder if it always had some kind of railing around it. Even in the old days when they were using it for cargo. When it was actually active. Huh. Sign says, caution, crew working aloft. So he'd be up there on a little seat. Working the... God, there's so many ropes. Look at all the ropes and stuff. It's incredible. And it's all like You know, like if you're here like part of a crew or a team and you do your thing with the rope and then you put it back, and then the next guy comes and gets the rope and he's pissed because you tied the knot right-handed or left-handed and you can't get it undone. There's a proper way that they all have to learn to do stuff so that there's no arguing aboard ship. Here's another capstan, and I think there's a sign right here. It tells us specifically the capstan. I was saying that wrong. Capstan. A line wound around the capstan allowed many hands to help raise the yards and other heavy loads. So all these guys would get around it, and you could all work together. Togetherness as a team to raise the load. Okay, this is the stern of the ship, probably officers' quarters. Officers mess, officers dining. And then you have like a mate's cabin. The mate's cabin represents the living quarters of the ship's officer who took his orders from the captain and relayed them to the crew. This cabin, and the saloon in general appear as they would have during the peak of immigration from England to New Zealand in the 1870s. So it's authentic looking. Nice wooden doors. This is a passenger cabin here. That is not a passenger. That is adult. But so if you paid extra, you got to stay inside. Another passenger's cabin. This cabin, and the adjoining one represent living quarters for a family of immigrants bound for New Zealand in the 1870s. When first-class passengers boarded the ship, their cabins were completely unfurnished. Before the voyage began, passengers outfitted their own cabins with bunks and what few necessities and comforts space allowed. Interesting. This one says surgeon superintendent. Surgeon superintendent's cabin. Is that like I guess that's the ship's doctor. It's Doc Bricker. This is where Doc Bricker was. It's very small. How much room do you need, though? You don't need that much room. He's got his cabinet with his supplies and medicines and ointments and things like that, and snake oils in here. The ship's doctor had authority nearly equal to the captain. He was employed to look after the welfare of the immigrants and was paid bonus for each person's health and safety. He stayed in here. He has his own window. This is the pantry where the food was served. And you can see, look at the cabinet right there. It has dishes, plates are in there, and so they don't fall out when you're bouncing and bobbing across the ocean. And you have to lift it, so you have to lift it up and bring it out the larger hole so they don't slide out and go all over the place and break on the floor. But this is where the food was served, basically prepared and put on the plates and taken out to the dining area. And here, the captain's cabin. Oh, he's got a nice bed. Look at that. He wasn't a very large man either. Why is there two pillows? Two little tiny pillows. But this is the captain's quarters. He's got much more room in this ship. He's got a chair in the corner. He probably has his own latrine right there. Head. It's called a head, right, on the ship. Right there, captain's quarters is huge. He's got 4 windows instead of just one little porthole. Fancy. This is the chart room where they kept all the charts for navigation. And looks like there's a water glass right there for weather. And there's charts and maps and stuff up there and a table to work on. So they didn't get lost. And if they were lost, they could figure out where the heck. Hang a left. Turn right. That kind of stuff. Navigation. Take a look at this. You got these wooden slats on here to keep your plate from sliding all around on the table while you're eating. Look at this beautiful skylight above the table. That's nice. That's pretty. Okay, we're in the very, very back, the aft of the ship. And this looks, I don't know what this room would be, but there's like booth seating, maybe like a meeting room or something. I don't know. Okay, there's also a stairwell right here that goes up and out that door right there up to the stern of the ship where the wheel was, where the captain would do the steering. We're going to see that next. Okay, now we're heading up on the stern upper deck. Ooh, now this is the glass that we saw in the saloon, in the ceiling skylights. I wonder how old that glass really is. It's got a cage around it, and some of it is kind of rough. It's all different. All the pieces are a little bit different. So I wonder, and it's curved and beveled. I wonder how, geez, that had to have been expensive, right? Curved glass in 1863. Anyway, yeah, so also there was a stairwell I just showed you that came up, and it came out these doors right here. When you came out the doors, and then there's the wheel. There's the steering wheel. I'm calling it the rudder control. Captain would stand here, or maybe it wasn't the captain, maybe it was somebody in charge of sailing, navigating, sailing, would stand here and hold this, right? And drive and steer. And from here you have a really great vantage point of the whole ship. You can see everybody and what they're doing. There's a helicopter. Doing its thing. All right. Yeah, captain's steering position. What is this? This looks like the little green man guys from a Toy Story. Doesn't it look like the little green men, the little green aliens from Toy Story, except it's the wrong color? I think if we look inside, it is a compass. That's me. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to see in there, but that's a compass. It's a pretty view right here too. We're up kind of high. This is like the highest point of the ship actually, except for the bow, but this is probably the highest point where you could stand. And this beautiful wooden thing houses the gear, so that goes in the hole right there, and then right through the bottom is the thing that goes down there and turns the rudder. Let's go down below decks. Let's go down. I think there was a bunch of kids just came aboard for a field trip, so
singing a song called Roll the Old Chariot Along. We call it Roll the Old Chariot because if you're working aloft all the way up in those sails and you're looking down at this, it looks like a chariot wheel. So, when I give the order, heave around the capstan. Are you ready? Heave around the capstan. So we'll row the old chariot along. We'll row the old chariot along. We'll all hang on behind. And now you sing about the things that you really want on the ship.
that was cool. They're doing the capstan field trip. We're going down below decks now, where they've got all kinds of museum artifacts and things like that you can learn. There's a few things I wanted to tell you, but I got to find the sign so I don't misrepresent the information. They've got this cool globe right here that tells you all about the voyages of the Star of India. Like 1864 to 1871, it was an Indian cargo trade, and that was the blue color that its routes. They have its routes. So that starts up in England. Went around, all over the place to different places and delivered Indian cargo. And on her first trip, she suffered a collision and a mutiny. And then in 1871 to 1897, it was an emigrant ship. In 1871, she embarked on a quarter century of hauling immigrants. Let's see, number red. This is the red color. There. From London to Wellington to New Zealand and a bunch of other places. Immigrants. Driving people around. And then in 1898 to 1901, it was a lumber and coal trader. In 1898, she was sold to American owners. That's green. Let's see where green is. I don't see it. So maybe it's not working. Maybe I can't see it. Oh, it's on the other side. It's over here. It's on the other side. Oh, there's a mirror. Okay. Yeah, the green dots. It was for lumber and coal. And then in 1902 to 1923, it was on Alaskan and salmon. In 1902, she carried a load of fishermen, cannery, hands, box, shook, and tin plate. Let's go in the back right here, in the astern, because remember I told you when we were getting on those big square holes that were on the outside? There they are. There they are. Big square holes, because they loaded, these weren't original, they cut these in. There's a sign, so I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it to you. By 1898, UTERP, not renamed Star of India until 1906, had reached the end of her useful life as an immigrant ship. Passengers going to New Zealand and Australia now expected the higher standards of comfort and speed, which could only be provided by steamers. I'm not going to read it all, but they cut these big holes in the back so they could put these big long timbers in here, big long pieces of wood down here in the hull, and they loaded them through these holes. And then under sail, they would put these plates back over the holes, you know, for waterproofing to keep stuff out. Always read the signs when you're in museums and stuff. This says the Euterpe, when it was called the Euterpe, faced horrific weather throughout her varied career. She's been to the Southern Ocean, frozen in ice in the Bering Sea, and ran aground in the Hawaiian Islands. Sailing under the British, Hawaiian, and American flags, she circumnavigated the globe 21 times. Today, the Star of India is deemed the oldest active sailing ship in the world. Here's a picture of it. Kind of looking tattered, you know, like before they started, making it look nice. We're gonna pop right over here because this is the full rear, the aft. Because earlier when we were on the rear of the deck, I showed you the capstan that lifted the anchor, and that the anchor chains come through the floor right here. Look at that. Those are the anchor chains that go through that's our ceiling, but it's the floor of the roof above. They go right down into this hole right here, through the floor again. Through the floor. Look at that. Look at all that stuff on the wall right there. Those shackles. Lots of shackles. We're going to go down still yet another deck. Let's go. Let's go down another deck here. I got an extra, just in case. Yeah, you got to have an extra steering wheel just in case, right? Okay, now we're down in the cargo hold. There's a couch in the cargo area, and there's a big hole right here. Remember we were up above too, also, and I showed you where they would bring the cargo down. You can look here. There's a deck there, and then there's another deck there. That's the Lido deck. Here's where the guys would come and learn to tie knots. Okay. Oh, crew only. Okay, so yeah. Because it's really still a real sailing ship, they've got all kinds of tools and workshop back there. Sails, saws, tools, things like that are back there. Cargo hold. Let's go back up. It's prettier up here. This is a manifest showing, it's actually an Excel spreadsheet, but it's a manifest showing who, immigrants, their last name, first name, how old they were. Like there's a Annie Moore. She was 3 years old when she came across from Lancashire in 1882. That's interesting. I was looking for people with my name on it. Apparently, we took a different boat when we came over because there's nobody with my name on it. But this is fascinating. If you could come and look for your name. You could look for your name here, Jones. Also, I was thinking, when did these names come out? Like Humphrey, Hampton, Ingram, names, last names. Are there any new last names? Can we have new last names, or are they all really, really old? So this is a little almost like a room. There's 2 bunk beds in here. Or your family, if you were immigrating. I always thought it was immigrant, I-M, but it's apparently spelled emigrating with an E. Immigrant families. But you could, look at these are probably nicer than what they had, but it's a nice little area you would rent or purchase this space for your family. Put your luggage on the ground right here. This is where you slept. Brought a picture of Grandma and Grandpa with you. And you slept here in these bunks. And the whole deck was covered with these bunks. There's just a few of them now. But the whole deck apparently was covered with these bunks. All up and down for passenger. And then I guess they could take them out if it was being used for cargo only. All right, we're going to head back up. I've spent enough time down here. Let's go up. The Star of India. A 3-masted bark is the oldest iron-hulled merchant ship afloat, built on the Isle of Man, Great Britain. She was launched in 1863 and christened Euterpe. The trans-Pacific trade from 1871 to 1898 resulted in the Euterpe, or it might be Euterpe, circumnavigating the Earth 21 times, stopping in San Francisco in 1873 and 1883. She was purchased by the Alaska Packers Association to service the salmon canners in Alaska. Leaving each season from Alameda during 1902 to 1923, Euterpe was renamed Star of India. The Star of India continues to sail the Pacific Ocean, is an active reminder of early California's maritime commerce. Hey, one more thing I forgot. The Star of India was launched just 5 days before President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address. President Lincoln! Now, if you're a world-class sailor or have sailing experience and know about ships and things like that, and I have completely butchered the history and terminology and the words used when you're aboard the sailing ships, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I just really enjoy coming and seeing history. And when I'm not talking to you, I kind of read the signs and learn stuff. But anyway, hey, that's the Star of India. That's it for today. We're going to go. Do you like boats and things like that? You know, a long time ago, maybe a year ago, Audrey and I came down here and we rode this seal boat thing, went in the water. It's a car thing. I'm gonna put that video right here. You can watch it if you want. It's fun. I enjoyed it. Watch that video. This is the Star of India. We'll come back again. That was fun. I like it. All right. Hey, thanks. See you later. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, right? These two holes right here in the back of the stern there in the hull. Can you see them? There's two holes, two square holes. One on this side, one on the other side of the rudder right there.